What's going on? It's your boy, Brother Allen, back with another one. Hey, I just want to give a little spiel, man. Um, you know, all my life I've been raised up as a Christian, just like probably a lot of people, right? But, they grew up in the church. Mama forced them to go, dragged them to church, forced them to catch that church bus or whatever the case may be. And then as people grew up over time, they kind of left up out of church. And then you got the ones that still stayed. Very few still stayed. And where I come from, it's a Democrat area, all right? It's blue no matter who. They vote like 90-something plus percent vote Democrat. And I always voted Democrat. And, excuse me, what a lot of people think is that, oh, you grew up one way, you was taught a certain way, and that's how you are. And I tell people all the time, my Christian faith is not because of how, I'm not gonna front like I was introduced to that, but what people got to realize is Christianity is a faith that everybody must come to on their own. If you think that just because you was raised as a Christian, that you're a Christian, because your mama raised you as one, that's not what the doctrine teaches. Everyone must come to faith on their own accord. You have to make a conscious decision to come to Christ on your own. And I came to Christ not just because I was taught, but things in my life, which I may make videos about later on, maybe, but things that happen in my life that I know that there's no way that it couldn't be anything but God, that I know, and I have proof, evidence that I've seen that God did this. Just like if a cop come and rescue you out of a car accident, or a paramedic comes to rescue you out of a car accident, and somebody tries to tell you that cops don't exist or paramedics don't exist, I know for a fact that God exists because I got proof evidence. Just like I know that the sky is high up, and I know that the water is wet. I know that God exists, so that's why I'm a Christian. I was a Democrat for a long time. And then finally this year, I said enough was enough. Well, actually last year, during the election season or last year, that's what really turned the tide. And people like me are why Trump won. Because how can you raise me up in the church? How can you preach on the pulpit that sodomy is wrong? And then, how can you sit and teach me and preach to me and tell me, raise me up in the ways of the Lord? Send me to Sunday school to study the scriptures and study the Bible and learn how to live like Christ. And then you want me to vote for somebody that had kicked Christians out of her rally? You want me to vote for someone that wants to use taxpayer dollars to pay for transgender surgeries for illegal aliens in jail? In jail. And then you point at Trump and say he's the crazy one? Make it make sense to me. Like, there's no way. It was too much, and it finally drove me away from the Democrat Party. And then when I saw that this man was attempted to be assassinated not one time but 2 times, and I didn't hear not one critic, not one Democrat sympathizer, not one critic of Trump say, I'm glad that the man didn't die. And I'm talking about some people that you would think that would say something about it. Like, wow, I'm glad he died. You know, even though I don't like him, I pray for the man, and I pray for this country and all this and the other. I didn't hear none of that. All I heard was Trump bad, Trump crazy, or it was fake, or dang, why he missed? Yes, it was. Excuse me. Even some of the people on my news feed were like upset that the shooter missed the. Well, I don't know if I can say that on here, but that the Pow Pow guy missed the shot. They was mad about it. And then I look at my Christian faith and I say, this is not what I was taught. This is not how I was brought up. This isn't the way that this party is going and all of that. And I got relatives that teach early child care, teach children in schools, and now they don't have. There's no boy and girl bathroom. There's just, or they're telling these children you could pick if you want to be boy, girl, or whatever. They're teaching them that there's 99 trillion different genders, and I'm like, and I'm thinking about what I was taught, and I'm thinking about the scriptures that I read, and I'm like, it just don't line up. In Genesis, it said He created them. God created them, male and female. But the party that you're so into teaches that there's 99 trillion different genders. So I just really have a lot of issues with the way that I was brought. It was too much of a conflict of interest with the way that I was taught, the way that I know that's the right way, because he delivered me from things that are unseen, from the invisible and the things that I see. And I know that he's real, and I know that his way is the way, the truth, and the light. But yet, you want me to vote for this demonic doctrine that this party is pushing? And I just say, I can't no more. I can't no more. And I'm not saying here that Republicans are a godsend and that they're the party of Christ and all of that. No, I'm not one of those type of people, because I know that everybody falls short of the glory of God. I know that Caesar is Caesar and what's Christ is Christ. All right, I know that much. But what I can't do is I can't vote for a party that openly teaches and encourages against the ways of Christ. You can say whatever you want about Trump. You don't like his leadership style. He comes off very abrasive. I get it. But at the end of the day, this man accepts prayer at his rallies. This man opens up the rally with real preachers, you know, with Billy Graham's son. I'm not talking about that guy down in Atlanta that ran out of Baltimore because we ran him up out the city because he was smashing every girl in his congregation just agony about and going around way smashing all the chicks and getting them pregnant and stuff. I ain't talking about that fake preacher, Pastor Jamal Bryant, so-called pastor. I don't know what he pastoring. He ain't pastoring the people of God. He's life coaching the church and all of that. But to have a real Bible believing preacher open up at your rallies, things like that, at least that he's accepting of people of faith, of Christians and stuff. Whereas the other party, the Democrat Party, openly rejects Christianity, teaches against what they teach, and all of that. So I couldn't do it no more. I have to answer to God, and I didn't feel right at all saying that I'm a Christian, professing the faith, and then supporting a party that's openly against everything that the faith is about. All right, so if you want more videos like this and everything, you want to get some more insight and all that, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the post notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace from Brother Al.